It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie, the Heart Throbby. You already know what it is. It's Friday here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy. You already know what it is. See the label down below. We are back in the original StreamYard studio. If you're a streamer, you're interested in streaming, you want to start up streaming, you want to figure out just an easy way to do it, referral link is down below for the StreamYard. Alright, just saying, you can hop on. I don't know how long we're going to be using this, because I figured out some other shit. As from like from an editorial sense, from a production sense, I might have figured out something. I might have cracked the code. So, more to come. A whole lot more to come on that. You already know what it is. It's Rumboyz After Dark. We got to start you off from the heart with Shop GLD. Shop GLD. Get Like Me. That NFL schedule just released. I'm rocking the JD5, the Jedi 5 Commanders pendant. For my Commanders fans, there is a brand new Commanders pendant that has dropped. I am going to ice myself out, or should I say ruby myself out with that new pendant. Go check it out at shopgld.com. Get Like Me. You already know, ice yourself out. The summer's coming. The summer's coming. You need something to pull yourself off. So Get Like Me, Shop GLD. Link is down below in the description. We are working with the new studio, so I'll have to get the commercial uploaded for you guys. I clearly took care of everything else without taking care of that. Also, really quick, I am going to be having some Shank It Golf promo codes dropping for you guys, so look on that. Look out for that after this episode drops. That's going to be down below in the description. Rumboyz Shank It Golf, it's going down. We have golf merch that's going to be available for you guys. So, a little spoiler alert. Without further ado, we got to get into the cast and the crew. We're back in the original Rumboyz studio. This is last week not having producer rights. Next week, he's going to be back clicking the boards. He's like, no. He's like, motherfucker, it is what it is, but I don't want to do this shit no worse than a year of me doing this. I'm good. The graphic designer of the show. The man that makes it all happen behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for my co-host, Drop the Mic. I know we're so far apart. I don't like it.
I don't. It's not the far apart that I don't like. That's still. We're used to be bigger. I mean, we're small. It's the size. It's the size that I don't like. It's either too small or too big.
That's what she said.
You hope.
Hey yo, hey Mike, how's your week been? How's your week been with corporate America been?
It's Friday, thank God. Let's go.
This is how we do it.
It's a Friday night, and I feel all right. Okay.
The party's here on the rum side. Let's go. Cheers to me.
No, this will show you how. This will show you how my afternoon went. We listened to old school rap, and guess what song we were blaring in the warehouse because there was no one there. You'll never guess it.
What?
Crisscross will make you want to jump. Mac Daddy will make you want to jump.
Hey, yo, shout out to Crisscross because, like, as a 90s kid, I actually used to wear my clothes, like, backwards.
So did I.
That was, like, a real fucking thing, you know what I mean?
Junior high.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls will do. Dilly. Oh, we got a Coke back.
Well, I got there's a little bit of a yeah. Yeah.
Have we got a show for you? NFL schedule release did take place. Before we do get into schedule release, normally this would be a night where we would lead off with the cover after the night. We're actually not going to be doing that today. Because of schedule release, and because the graphic got made before this whole Brock Purdy situation, before there was breaking news, when the time that the show sheet got written, shouts to the production team, we got to talk about Brock Purdy. $53 million a year. Mike, take it away. Give us a full breakdown. Give us full details. You were talking on the green room.
All right, so 5 years, $265 million. I do not know how much it was guaranteed or whatever. At this point, that doesn't matter to me. 5 years, $265 million. Like you said, it's $53 million a year. As an example, let me pull this up real quick. I have it right here. Actually, no, it's in here. All right, so this is in here, so I'm good. Right now, if you had to guess, where do you think he ranks in quarterback out annual salary per season?
Bottom half. I want to say around that Daniel Jones area.
No, but like what number? Like he is the what?
I think he's below starters. So let me go 34.
Oh no, he's the 7th highest paid per annual salary, not overall contract. Annual salary at 53.
Oh, annual. I didn't hear the annual salary.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
All right.
Name real quick. Try to give me the 6 players that are making more money than him a year.
6 players are making more money than him a year?
Yep. Annual salary, 6 players are making more than him a year.
Patty, LaMarvelous, J.A. up in Buffalo.
Josh Allen is the only one you've mentioned so far.
Oh, so Patty nor LaMarvelous?
Patty's making 50 a year.
Oh, so I'm really going up. So I'm thinking like recent. Damn. So all right, so I got Josh Allen already then.
And I'm asking you because I know you're. I'm asking you this question because I know you're. Huh?
It's Hurts. It's Hurts on there. That.
Nope.
What the fuck are we doing? Herbert.
Nope.
Herbert's.
One more, and then I'll give it to you.
No, I'm not doing this.
Number 1 is Dak Prescott.
Okay, I said Dak. I said J.A.
Joe Burrow.
Okay, Burrow makes sense.
Jordan Love. Then J.A.
I said
5 and 6 is Trevor Lawrence and Tua.
He's in that range. He's in that range. He's in that. All right. Hear me out. At the end of the day, we knew that because of what he's already done, the whole draft aspect of it became a foregone conclusion. We already know that it does not matter about where you were drafted at. It matters about what you've done. You've done more than a lot of people in that pay range. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow in that pay range are probably the only qualifying names.
Yeah.
Dak is getting paid because he's a cowboy and Jerry is old as fucking delusional and his nuts hang fucking down to his ankles, so he can't pick them up enough to be able to make a conscious decision because he's worried about that situation.
So let me give you this.
Jerry is too busy fucking getting rubbing tubs to where he could actually manage a football team. So that, whatever. Joe Burrow deserves. Yes, fine, cool. Like, I'm with that. Josh Allen deserves. Cool, fine. You've been winning football games. You consistently win football games.
Agreed.
Brock Purdy deserves. You win football games. You have won football games. Trevor Lawrence and Tua, they got lucky. It was their time. It was the rotation. This is the merry-go-round, the merry-go-round, the merry-go-round.
Before you go more, let me give you this number. Because there's another number I want to bring up because you brought up a couple guys. Total guaranteed money. So not per year. Guaranteed money. Josh Allen is number 1 at $250 million. Brock is at number 8 with $181. The people in between, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Lord Voldemort, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence.
Tell people Lord Voldemort just so we know.
Huh?
Tell people Lord Voldemort just so we know.
So Lord Voldemort is Deshaun Watson. And then number 7 is Lamar. 8 is Brock. 9 is Hurts. 10 is Goff. So he's 8th in guaranteed. I'm not saying that he doesn't completely deserve it because I know you're a Brock fan. Here's my problem.
Drop the dynasty question.
Yeah, drop it in, Matt. Here's my problem. I think
you stay free to ask a question whenever you want to stop the show.
I think him getting this money and what they have done for this team in this offseason. Here was their Super Bowl window 2 years ago. Here's their Super Bowl window now. I think it's shut.
You're not going to like what I have to say. I don't think that it's shut. As much as you express, for the simple fact that this team is, you know how there's certain college programs that are really good at quote unquote recruiting. In the NFL world, we try and act like recruiting doesn't exist. We just call it a different name. We call it free agency. We call it draft.
We call it legal tampering.
Exactly. We call it legal tampering. Recruiting is still a fucking thing. And this is a team that's really, really good at that through all phases of the game, of which it takes to bring a player, develop a player, make them part of the culture. This is a team to where it doesn't matter if you're a veteran or a rookie. I can plug and play you in wherever because I'm that fucking good at what I do. From GM down, from owner down. So fundamentally speaking, I do think that this team is still dangerous. I don't think the Brock Purdy contract really affects as much as we think. I think that it's more a reflection of what the market is and what they could have gotten away with, in all honesty. I think that they got away with, well, Daniel Jones was drafted higher than you, and look at how much he got paid in New York. You went to a Super Bowl and you were drafted at this, so we can equate it to. And I think that that's realistically what we're looking at. Of you got us there before, you've kept us afloat, even steadily, even deal with the injury bug. You still surpass expectations. Maybe you're actually just a good quarterback. Maybe you actually can just fucking do this job despite where you were drafted. And because of that, I think that the $53 million is deserving. My Glock Purdy, this team clean, they got IU. They're going to be blowing steam. I still think that the 49ers are packing old school Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, John Doe type of energy.
My problem is I'm not saying that he doesn't.
The black thing that could have happened on this live stream.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I just think that along with everything else that this team's done doesn't help this team for the playoff hunt. That's my problem with the move. It's not the actual dollar sign that he's getting. So that's the issue. It's not the dollar signs. It's that added with everything else. And 2-3 years ago, you would have told me that the AFC is slammed. Your team has gotten better. Philly's staying good. Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota.
This is a situation where he would deserve this money no matter what.
Oh, I agree with that. With everything else this team's done, I don't think it helps the situation. They have made some iffy decisions this offseason.
Niners don't got it anymore. I agree. But I also disagree with any notion that the Niners should have not have paid this kid.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
I don't think that the Niners, because of the way they developed him, I don't think they could have gotten better than what they got. I don't think that even in the Trey Lance era, they would have been able to develop Trey Lance to be what Brock Purdy has become. That's me keeping it real. The coaching staff is great. Scouting staff is great. Management is great. Ownership is great. This is one team that I'm not questioning their decision making. And I think that it's stupid to even bring the 49ers in decision making, or whether they should or should have, or whether Brock Purdy was having a conversation of if he was not worth it. To me, just doesn't. Who the fuck else got you to a Super Bowl in recent memory?
Jimmy Garoppolo. Just saying, Jimmy got him there. So,
is that more of a Jimmy thing, or all right? Let's look at just the 49ers in those two phases. Was that more of a Jimmy thing or a Shanahan thing? I think the Brock Purdy situation was more of a Brock Purdy knew how to.
I think they're both. I think it's both. I think it's
I don't
both.
Think it's both. I don't. I think that Brock Purdy is better than Jimmy and was better than Jimmy, and they knew that what they struck was gold.
That's not the
Brock Purdy is what happens is if Cleveland figures out Shador quicker things sooner rather than later.
I'm not saying that Brock isn't better than Jimmy, but let's not act like Brock is a top 10 quarterback. When it comes to he's not. It's everything else around him, and that's not a problem. For God's sakes, Trent Dilfer got to a Super Bowl.
I'm saying that Purdy is worth every fucking red cent penny.
Yes, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve.
If he did what he did with San Fran for my organization, I would have done the same thing.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have if I was Frisco. What I'm saying is paying him that much money and giving that much percentage of the cap is going to F them over.
I get that we cannot literally, let's just, for the sake of conversation, let's erase everything that Patty has done. Let's say that Purdy has been in position. Let's keep the draft position. Let's keep the pieces with Kansas City. Let's just insert Purdy and his storyline in with KC.
Yeah.
And let's say that KC is in a position to pay him $53 fucking mil.
I'm paying him $53 mil. But I would say that our window isn't, it's different situations. But what I'm saying is in the position that everything that the Niners have currently and everything that they have done in the offseason besides him, I don't think they have done enough. And they're giving a lot more of their piece of the pie to him now that I don't think they're going to be able to keep other pieces and keep signing other pieces to keep it going in a conference that's tough.
I think that this is the exception to the rule.
This is the exact argument that you say when you say the Chiefs window is closing this year because of other things. It's the same thing.
I think that certain teams have figured out a way mathematically on the books to figure out ways to string pieces. I think there are GMs that are so good where, like, I don't have to pay top dollar for player X. I can get mediocre talent Y and still piece this in and make a fucking run. And I think that's what San Fran is doing. I think San Fran is going with it. You know when you create a team on Madden?
Okay, as of right now.
I think San Fran has set the settings to balance, and let's win enough to win the West because it's doable.
Okay, as of now, where do you have them in the West? As of this moment, do you have them winning or do you have them at second or third? Because I know you don't have them in last.
I want to look at the lines before I answer that. I'm not gonna let you trick me into that. Fuck you.
I'm really not trying to trick you.
We're too early in the show. No. I want to do this. I want to do this with you.
I know, but I just want to let you know that I'm not trying to trick you. It's an honest question.
No, this is a good exercise. Let's go. Let's scroll down to the S's on DraftKings. I'm not even fully logged in, so I'm looking at this casual as fuck with San Fran, right? I'm not including any profit boosts or nothing like that. We're just scroll NFL features, San Fran. Oh shit. 10.5 is kind of high. They are under 10.5 team. I think they squeak in as a wild
plus
card.
145.
They are a wild card team. I think they could squeak in with 9 wins. 10 wins. 10 wins. I don't think they get 11 wins. 9 wins. They get 9. They get 9. They get 9. They get 9. San Fran gets 9. Wild card team at best. Because we have to talk about predictions later.
Oh yeah.
9. Can we meet at 9? Can we shake on 9? Can we shake on?
Oh, I think it could be 9 or 10, but I think there's another. Yeah.
You want to shake? Okay. Shake on 9.
I think it could be 9 or 10. There's just I'm not going to bring it up, but there's another team that I think could. I just don't. Even if they were to win the division, I don't think they're getting past both teams in the East, both teams in the North, and on any given Sunday, there's a team in the South that can put them out of their misery too.
Celtics bounced.
Yeah, I'm over. I'll be honest. I'm over basketball.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I think it's a perfect segue into schedule release.
Mm-hmm.
Normally we're live for schedule release. We had some work and shit. You know, we got personal lives. Schedule release kind of interesting. I feel that there are some teams that the NFL, I feel like early on heavily favored. Of course, they have to perform to their standards. My own team being one of them. I'm just going to come out the blue and say it. Washington got way too much favoritism. Way. I'm happy about it as a fan. But it is something that we earned based off performance. Yes, that's 1 year performance. You're taking our culture change way too far into account, thinking that that's a lot. That's a lot asking for us to repeat in year 2. But that's what happens. There are some other teams where I'm like, oh, you got fucked. They're giving you your whole division the first 3 games. Chargers. Your thoughts on schedule release, because this shit is.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I think there's still one question we're gonna bring up later, so I can't remember, so I'm not gonna bring it up. What I think about it, but I do. I mean, we got to see how it all plays out. I know we're gonna talk about primetime games. I know we're gonna talk about all that stuff.
Should we start with who had the best video? Who had the best schedule release video?
No, not yet.
No, not yet? Okay, we'll get into that.
Well, we're going to do week 1 after this. Let's do week 1, and then we'll do that. Overall, I think there are teams that got, like you said, Chargers. We can say they got whatever. I mean, let's be real. And I'm not saying this just because it's the Chiefs. There are certain parts of the schedule, but no team should have to play in Brazil and then come back 6 days later after Sao Paulo. One thing I'll say, okay, can I have a little bit of a rant?
Go for it.
This has nothing to do with my Chiefs. It is about the Chiefs, but I would say the same thing as if it was Philadelphia and Washington. I would say the same thing as if it was Dallas and Washington. I would say the same thing. The Vikings have 2 games in London. It's against Pittsburgh. It's against Cleveland. It's against random
Vikings
teams.
love London. I think the Vikings forgot that they love London. I think that's why.
No. What I'm saying is those games are against AFC non-division games. Because of what division games mean, to me, division games should never be neutral site international matchups.
I disagree.
Why?
Because I feel that at a certain point, this was going to happen anyways for anyone in any division. So it's 1, embrace the suck. Shut the fuck up and deal with it. 2, it's globalization of the game.
3, I get the globalization. I just don't think it should be division.
3, I want to see a division have a neutral site and not be any type of home. No, fucking slug it out, you little bitch. Fucking figure it out. Like if it was going to be an away game. I'm not. No. Because we're going to talk about the international games because we have one in Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay. If it was us versus Dallas in Spain,
that's my point.
No, give me that. Give me that smoke. I want that fucking smoke. Me as a fan. No, let's remove this whole. Oh well, we were on your territory. It's all harsh.
But that's part of all divisions.
Remove all that. If I beat your ass in a different time zone across the fucking pond and I serve that shit up strip souffle.
But would you care that it was your home game? Because, okay, now you're home, but you still got to go on the road against them.
I have to accept the lesser of 2 evils. I have to accept either way of what it can go. It's one of those things where I have to accept. But if I can remove the excuses from one fan base of because before you could only say, like I said, I'm going to use us in Dallas as an example. Before it was, oh, well, we were on your home field or y'all were on our home field or the sun was blocking the kickoff and
the curtain wasn't down.
Fuck up. No, let's remove all of it. Let's remove all of it. Like, I'm thinking division to division. Let's remove all the excuses. We're in a neutral site. Times don't change. We're both at a disadvantage. Fuck you. At that point, it's literally gloves are off. We're playing football for real. We're playing football. Like, we're both sluggish. We both travel. At that point, I can't hear any excuse. At that point, is the better team won. At that point, if we're a situation like you're explaining, a division matchup, the better team has now just won. The better team got more rest. The better team traveled earlier. The better team did the preparation and things. It just comes down to that, and I'm so down for that. I'm so, especially when it comes to a position where, like, I'm sorry, but my division is a little bit. You asked me as a fan.
I'm also thinking of it
more passionate than yours.
I'm also thinking of it different. I'm also thinking of it in a different angle. If I was a season ticket member of the Chargers, I'd be pissed.
You'd have to play both games there. I don't think that matters.
See, well, that's what I'm saying. If I was a Chargers season ticket holder, I'd be pissed.
I personally like. I mean, if I'm a Chargers fan, there's a different reason why I'm pissed. If I'm a Chargers fan, there's a whole.
Well, no, I get that. I'm just saying, as a Chargers fan, season ticket holder, not getting that division game at home, that's where I would be.
I want to be at home to cuss out my division rival, not in China. Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's go to week 1.
Well, do we want to do week 1 or do we want to do best and worst?
Best what?
Best and worst schedules, just at a glimpse. Like, I have my worst already loaded up. I have my worst ready to go because my worst is based off of the first 3 games. And my best is based off of the primetime selections that they got.
Well, you can talk about them, then go.
We're gonna run best and worst schedules right here, right now. I'm gonna say best schedules. I'm gonna say it is for me the Commanders. The Commanders getting rewarded, earned what 6, damn near 7 primetime games.
Yeah, we'll talk about,
That is awesome. That is a big leap. That shows that the culture change and everything we're doing with the new stadium being established and yada yada yada. That's showing that the NFL and then not only the NFL but fans are buying in. JD5 had the highest selling jersey last year, biggest in the NFC Championship. There's a list of things as to why that team earned that. So I'm not going to go into that spill. I do have a spill about who has the worst schedule. I absolutely fucking have a spill about who has the worst schedule. It has to do with your division, Mike.
Yep.
The Los Angeles, San Diego fucking Chargers, Mexico City Chargers got fucked. Despite having, which we're going to talk about schedule release videos later, despite having easily top 3, top 2 best schedule release videos, which is the only thing this team has won in recent memory is schedule release videos. The NFL literally said, fuck Los Angeles, fuck the Chargers, fuck the lowest selling fan base in the league, despite new stadium and all, and fed them to their own division for 3 games straight. Out the gate. Out the gate. As soon as I saw that, thinking about the uphill climb historically that this team has already had to face, and you add the fact that Justin Herbert, who's a choke artist in clutch situations when the season gets down to the wire, the NFL fucking hates the Chargers. You cannot tell me that any team got fucked over harder than the Los Angeles, San Diego fucking Chargers. It's so bad what happened. 3 games and you have to face that. I've already been on record to say that any team can come. I've already been on record to say that any team come out of this division as the 1 seed. I've already said that the Chiefs will get dethroned out of this division. But it's looking like the Chargers, out of the first 3 games, after 3 weeks of football, could very well be the last team in this division. Entering into week 4. You got fucked, Chargers. Y'all got raw dog. Y'all got Diddy Party. And it's bad. It's bad. If the Chargers start 0-3, which is fucking possible in the division, they got flipped over on their side and got raw dog. How is that fair if I'm a Charger fan and I have to play KC in Brazil, but I have to play KC later? How is that fair? You don't get a home game. Yeah. Nope. Dog. Bro. Yeah, they got it. The Chargers got it the worst. The Chargers have the worst fan base of football. Shout out Sean. I don't think there's a worst schedule in the league. And I think they got hit with the most travel yards, too. I think they have to travel the most.
I will bring that up. I have a point I want to bring up.
Mike, your take.
I mean, I was going to bring it up because of the travel, partly. For worst...
Oh, did you already look up travel?
Huh?
Did you already look up travel?
Oh, I've had the travel in my head for 3 days. Here's the okay. I don't really have a worst. I'll be honest. I don't really have a worst. I just think there's stretches in each because when I realized what you were bringing up, I was like, all right, I don't really have a worst, but I will say there's certain teams that have super stretches. 4 out of 5 games on the road or 4 out of 5 against tough.
I've heard people say that Washington has the worst because of that amount of primetime games.
Yeah, I mean, there's a primetime game here or there. I do have a problem with this scheduling. And you just brought up the word.
I'm going to take a shot for your take.
Yes, teams on the West Coast usually have to travel more. I understand that.
Well, Pittsburgh got fucked last season. So.
Hold on. However, let me get the exact. Hold on.
I look sexy.
Hold on. Yeah, look sexy while I do this. Okay, here's the problem.
You guys check out golf logs. Go like all of golf
logs. All
right.
You ready for this?
Drop
LA Chargers and the West Coast teams is a guaranteed going to be the most. Okay. LH and West divisions because there's not you guys like even the Chiefs have to travel a little bit further, because they're in the Central, but they're in the West. So I get that. Chargers 37,000, Rams 34,000, Seattle 31, Jacksonville 29, Niners 28, Atlanta 25, Indy 25, Dolphins 24.5, Denver 23.2. The Chiefs are 21, and the Commanders are 21, a little bit lower than the Chiefs. 6, 7, 8. That's the 11, right? That's the 11 most. I said 37,000 and 34,000, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati travels 8,000.
Yeah, Cincinnati did get fucked. Do you think we take less because Tennessee has what they have, or not Cincinnati has what they have on offense? Do you think that we give them grace on the travel distance?
No. That has nothing to do with it because the reason is I think they should have given them a international game to give them a little more travel because they don't have any national games. It's all the domestic games. But I could tell you what teams they're playing. I could tell you 14 out of the 17 games they're playing before the season starts the year prior. So I can tell you 14 of the 17 Commanders' opponents going into the 26th season before the 25 season begins because of the formula that they use for the schedule. So we already knew that it was going to be less because of that. But if the league would have given them, say, a random international game against whoever, say they had to play, you brought it up, you said division matchup. Say they had to play that, say it was instead of the Vikings, they had to play the Browns in London. That's a 3,000, that's 2,000, 3,000, that's 11, 12,000 miles instead of 8.4 thousand or whatever it is. So in that sense, that's unfair to the rest of the league because you have 8,000, then 8.7, then 10.5, 10.6, 11.4, 12.5, 12.5, 12.9, 15, 15. It's not a coinky dink that 4 of the 9 lowest amounts of travel are in the AFC North, and Cleveland's going overseas. So if Cleveland and Pitt are, and they're in the top 9, so they would be down by like.
What do you? Go ahead.
If they weren't traveling, Cleveland and Pittsburgh, if they weren't going overseas, they would be in the top 4 or 5 in least amount of travel.
So, in conclusion, do you think that travel affects given the globalization, we're going to get into globalization in a minute, given the globalization of the game of what's taking place, and we've seen the NBA play games in Paris, and the NBA and MLB have done globalization at a bigger scale and a broader scale, then what we've been able to do. I think that we're, as an organization, and I even include us as media as well, we're getting better at globalizing and publicizing the game to a global aspect. To where I think that this is something that we inevitably have to just accept. And I think that travel in schedule is becoming less and less an argument because of global games.
I understand that point, but what I'm saying is they need to figure out a better way to work it. I agree that it needs to be less of the argument. I'm saying that there should be better workarounds. And don't forget, in 2026, the Rams and one other team, because they have to play somebody, are traveling to Down Under. They're playing in Melbourne. Oh, that's going to be badass. They're playing in Melbourne at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. It's going to be awesome. But to do that, I mean, they better have a bye week after. I mean,
I think that this is one of those things of the lesser two evils. I think there's a bigger thing that the NFL is up to here in regards to international scheduling.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about what baseball and the NBA have done about globalizing the game and expanding the talent pool. We're expanding the talent pool. We need more people interested. There's that. We're expanding jersey sales. We're expanding video game sales, lunch boxes, yada, yada, yada. We're expanding sales. Cool. Merch is now expanding. Viewership is expanding. I think that we're at a point where this is a lesser two evils that we just have to accept.
I agree. I just think I wish there's better ways to work it in that sense. That's all.
You still think do you think the Chargers still got railroaded though?
Yeah.
They got fucked. I think they got fucked system ways of Sunday.
Yeah.
A couple teams did get primetime games, the Saints, Titans, and the Browns. Anything that you feel about that, given schedule release?
No, I mean,
they didn't earn it.
Well, earn it or not, 3 years ago, there was a rule that every single team had to have at least one primetime game. So we're used to watching the Jets and the Tennessee Titans play on Thursday night. I don't have a problem with it. The NFL is also throwing a little bit of a, what do you want to call it, magic dust. And one of them, hoping that Shedeur is I'm saying, they're hoping that Shedeur is the quarterback.
Shedeur is going to be him.
No. I'm saying they threw that game on the schedule, hoping that Shedeur is the quarterback when that happens. Because if you don't put it out, don't give them a primetime game, and he ends up being the quarterback, fucked up. I have no problem with New Orleans. New Orleans gets rowdy in the dome. I have no problem with any team getting it. It's just,
I got something for you.
Oh, Lord.
What game are you circling? Non-division. Excuse me. What game are you circling non-division on your team's schedule?
On my team's schedule?
This can be a fancy take. This can be a Chiefs fan take. You can give both if you want.
Okay. Hold on. I can't remember these.
No one cares about Tyler Shot.
Yeah. So here is my thing.
I'm seeing people already take Shedeur in Dynasty over Shot.
Oh, I've seen it too, and I think that's dumb.
I'm seeing Dylan Gabriel fall in fantasy.
Well,
no one gives a fuck about Dylan Gabriel. I think the narrative on Shedeur being the starter is still out there.
Huh? You think what?
I think the narrative on Shedeur being the starter is still out there.
Oh, okay.
Even I watched like the presser of the Browns recently. I was like, yeah, you already know. You're just being stupid. You're trying to save money.
All right, so I'll give you 2 games, and I'll give you why. Litmus test, Sunday, November 2nd, afternoon game, the week before our bye week, on the road in a place called Buffalo. because I still think that is a litmus test of what we will be halfway through the season, 10 games, whatever it is, before 9 games before a bye week. That is one of the ones I'm looking forward to. The second game I am looking forward to, and I haven't told you this, so I'm going to go back to camera so you can see my reaction. I don't know if I'm going yet. I haven't figured out if me and my buddy are going. But I've gotten approval from the wifey to be out of town to go to this game. I might be in Dallas on Thanksgiving.
That's a big highlight. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm actually highlighting that one just because of the fan bases, the viewership, the everything, and also just proving that you can move fast on an NFC team. But excuse me. I don't think that Dallas is coming into the season low caliber at all. I think they do think, especially after grabbing George Pickens, they could do something. It's just a matter of whether or not they can play disciplined football. I think that's really what we're all waiting on to see with Dallas is can you just sustain consecutive drives? Dallas hasn't shown us they can do that. So I do like your call there. For me,
and no, you can't pick you can't pick 6 primetime games.
No, for me, I would love to pick you guys in week 8. I just don't think that we're going to get the same Kansas City Chiefs in week 8. I want to see how things shape out for you guys that first couple weeks before I say like heading up to things. I want to see how things shake out in camp before I say like I'm circling the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, that's one that the guys are going to have circled because of where you guys have been.
Yep.
I just don't personally think that you guys are the same guys that you were. That's no slight. A team that I do think that are still the same as they were are the Detroit Lions.
Yep, I agree.
I think the Detroit Lions still think that they are those guys, and I think that they still, even despite losing Ben Johnson as offensive coordinator, run the NFC North. We're going to talk about the Bears later because they've been in the news. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the North scares me. The North in general scares me. We get to see the Packers in week 2. I'm okay with that. We get to see the Vikings in December. I do worry about that a little bit, that being an away game in a dome in Minnesota. The scariest team to me still is Detroit. I don't think that Detroit is back to being the Detroit that we're used to. I think it's still a dominant Detroit team. I don't think this is Motor City breaking down, found on road daily Detroit. So I'm interested to see how that works out. Outside of that, the Broncos at home, I'm intrigued about that as well because that defense, I think that defense is what stifles your division. I think that defense, especially with Halafunga, as an addition, if he's fully healthy, is a thumper. I think that Halafunga can be Palomalu. And I don't think that your division wants to deal with the Palomalu in that division. I think Denver can do some shit. I do want to talk about one more thing before we get into halftime, because that also buys me time to edit some shit. Mike, how you feeling?
It's a Friday night and I feel all right.
Hell yeah.
I'm just watching the hockey game and I can just picture Leafs next to the screen.
The top 4 teams in prime time: Eagles, Chiefs, Those two deserving. Cowboys and Commanders. Who did not deserve those primetime ratings or primetime schedules?
You're going to hate my answer.
Commanders, because we're just too new.
Nope. Because I've seen what you put on Facebook. So you're going to hate my answer. And none of them, all of them deserve it.
All of them deserve it. All deserve it? All? Explain yourself.
I don't need to explain, like you said, I don't need to explain the Chiefs, and I don't need to explain the Eagles. There's way too much excitement around, like you brought up earlier, about the culture and everything else going around in Washington. There's too much excitement around this offense. One thing that you didn't bring up, and I'm not saying you should have brought it up, but one thing that you didn't bring up in your discussion about Washington, because yes, it's JD5. Yes, he's the new franchise, the face of the franchise or whatever. Let's not forget that there's a lot of people that are excited that you guys brought in Debo. Debo is also going to bring eyes.
Are you saying because of the West Coast transition that those could bring eyes, or because of the South Carolina transition? I mean, because he has.
I'm just saying because Debo brings eyes. I'm not saying it's washed. It could have been. He could have been in Green Bay and come to you.
Casual football watching, I don't think that we deserve the amount of games that we got.
But let's look at this. Let's look at this. Besides
the new stadium being built, maybe.
No, besides the number, hold on. Besides the number, I want to bring something up.
Highest selling jersey. I don't think that those are things.
Hold on.
I don't like it for us. I don't like it.
Hold on. Here we go. Here's part of the.
I don't want it.
All right, I understand you not wanting it, but here's why I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to go through.
Do you really understand why I don't want it?
Okay. Green Bay, no matter who they play on primetime, is going to bring the eyes. So you as an upcoming team plus Green Bay equals cha-ching. You guys against the Bears, JD5 versus Caleb in Washington with the Hail Mary last year and all that, cha-ching. Then you play us. No reason, obvious reasons, cha-ching. Then Seattle against Washington. That maybe is a little bit of a, okay, why is this one? Cha-ching. I get like that's a questionable one. They're including your standalone game against the Dolphins. That's Madrid.
That counts.
Yes, that counts. That's an international game.
That's valid. We can't. Yeah.
Okay. Then your next primetime game is against the Broncos. You've even brought up why. It's a good game. Okay,
I didn't realize that was primetime.
Those are your primetime games. Out of all those primetime games, only one of them against Seattle could I say is a questionable decision by the league.
You made a better argument than me.
It's because who you're playing. It's not because of just you. They put the games you guys are playing against as the ones that they should. If it was you guys against the Giants or you guys against...
I personally prefer...
not having that many?
I prefer no one paying attention to us.
And less pressure because it's a standalone? Because if you go 3 and 4 in those if you go 2 and 4 in those 6 primetime games, people are going to know about those 4 losses more than if those happened at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
I have to take in committee voting. I have to take in how I present content. These are things I've already thought about. I have to think about how I'm going to, if we do good, and if we really do this, if we do, the league is favoring us way too hard, and I'm not used to that. And I don't. You've got to get used to it, so like you can speak to it a little bit better.
I understand your point, and that's why I wanted to bring in the matchups because the matchups are the reason. If it, like I said, if it was you guys against I know you guys aren't playing in this year, but I'm just bringing it up. If it was
Meat Sweat's a crazy shirt, by the way.
Huh? Oh yeah.
Meat Sweat, yeah.
If it was you guys against Tennessee or you guys against like teams like that, Cleveland or what, then I'd be like, okay, Robbie, I understand your point. But only one Cleveland or Seahawks is the only non-top match.
And I think you can still make a push for that because of what they can be, and I think that this.
Well, let me ask you this: take your fandom out of it, okay? Take your fandom out of it. Would you rather watch a Seattle-Washington game on primetime or a Cleveland-Tennessee game on primetime?
Give me Seattle-Washington, but also Seattle's at 8.5 on the win spread. So yeah, let me fuck around and find out because like Washington could easily make playoffs as a 9-10 win team.
Okay, so I've talked about
and they're so dangerous, and they're so dangerous at that position as we already know.
Okay, and so now I'm going to bring up the other one real quick because it won't take me long to bring this up. Not saying you like it. I understand you can't stand them. Yes, they have a baked-in primetime game every year when they play on Thanksgiving Day at 1:30. But what is the number one thing the NFL, not us fans, but what's the number one thing the NFL is about?
Money.
Money and eyes. And what does Cowboys do no matter what? Because if you're not a Cowboys fan, what are you?
A football fan.
You're a Cowboy hater. If you either love the Cowboys or you like to see the Cowboys lose. You're like Conor McGregor.
Even people that don't have a team like to see the Cowboys lose.
A guy at work the other day told me, I have two favorite teams. The Pittsburgh Steelers and everyone that plays the Cowboys. That's why they deserve to be on TV. Because they're in the NFL opinion, that's why they're on TV, because everyone's going to watch. Remember those last 3 or 4 years that Brady was there? Even when they were starting to go downhill, they were still on TV. Yes, it was Brady, but everyone did not like it.
Everyone watches.
Yeah, you're going to watch it.
So with Dallas, it's one of those things that we just have to accept. The lesser of two evils. It's a lesser of two evils.
Well, and then it doesn't also hurt that they put them with the Eagles on primetime. They put them with the Chiefs on primetime. They're putting them also with matchups that will bring in the seats.
I hate it. Y'all are gonna slaughter. You know that y'all are gonna slaughter. You know Philly. You know that Philly's gonna. Saquon's gonna run naked all over them
on opening night. The night he gets his only Super Bowl ring.
We have to work that game.
The night he gets his ring.
We have to work that. Oh, we're gonna call the Cowboys demise on week 1, opening day. Oh, it's like calling a Rockies game in baseball.
No,
you know what's gonna happen.
No, Rockies is worse. They gave up 21 runs in a night. The next night they won 11-1 and then still fire their manager after winning 11-1.
Shot. Thank God I'm a Dolphins fan. We're gonna get into halftime here.
Yep.
We have our homies from No Pressure Records, Atlanta, Georgia. Hold on, Mike. What the fuck was that? We are homies. I'm going to halftime, but like fuck. We got our homies from Atlanta, Georgia. A's now. Hey, big up Atlanta. We appreciate you. What the fuck are you? No, don't finger the girl, Mike. Tuna Pink, what did it think? I'm dead. All right. No, we're going to get into No Pressure. Our homies out there in Georgia. The artist is CEO K. No Pressure Tay. On the record.
Shout out to Atlanta. Peace up. Eitan.
No pressure. Hey, come take a trip with me, little babe. Take a trip with me, I said. Take a trip with me. I said, take a trip with me. I said, take a trip with me, little babe. No pressure. Hey, take a trip with me, little babe. No liquor, we shopping when we land. ATL to MIA, come put your feet up in the sand. I almost gave up 1,000 times. I had to stick to the plan. Hey, fuck that, we finna figure this out. Why these niggas tryna box me out? Hey, rest in peace, the flipper. Yeah, you know I'm on the paper route. My third eye open for them niggas who tryna snake me out. I know these niggas watching, I'm driving home. I'm taking a different route. I'ma run that set so bad, I'ma make these niggas won't kill me now. Hey, they ain't picture me like this. VS on my neck and wrist. Hey, shout out to T Grizzly. You know we do this shit with no effort, bitch. Hey, you know it's no pressure word. I need me a no pressure, bitch. I beat a nigga ass like Rocky and Riri on my bucket list. Hey, I'ma go get that money. I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga. I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers. We back to back. We paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues. I'm riding around the city. I'm bumping sad, bitch. I'ma go get that money. I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga. I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers. We back to back. We paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues. I'm riding around the city. I'm bumping sad, bitch. I'ma go get that money. If I don't, it's still gon' come to me. Lowe's in the living room. Right now, I don't want no company. Still with my day ones, how it started, like it's supposed to be. Trap nigga pull up serving bowls, bumping Jodeci. I pull up that, Reback got that. No, this ain't baby. But 4 pockets fat. Buy this no pressure shit. I'm dying, bitch. I'm sliding by this shit. You want the recipe? Get you a brick of shit. Get rich. I got a rollie on my wrist. I'm chasing pay. Can't chase no bitch. Top of the top. I'm up early. I'm working hard. I'm getting rich. A marathon for that paper. I'm bumping sad. I'm bumping nil. I'm pouring double cups of real little bitch. But you know I'm a crip. No pressure. Ain't no pressure. Big business. Kill 'em all. Leave no witness. Pockets filled with blue. Rest in peace. Dog. Rest in penis. And lil' bae, she fuck with the kid. She say that she gon' try hear me. Pouring juice in double cups. When I get in my feelings, no pressure. Hey, I'ma go get that money. I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga. I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers. We back to back. We paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues. I'm riding around the city. I'm bumping sad, bitch. I'ma go get that money. I'ma go get a bag. I'ma go get that money, my nigga. I'ma go get a bag. I'm pulling up with my brothers. We back to back. We paper tag. I'm thumbing through them blues. I'm riding around the city. I'm bumping sad, bitch.
Hold up. I'm hitting with some old school real quick. Something I ain't seen in a minute. Hold up.
The last drink I got for you is for Robbie himself. This one I'm calling the Admiral. Now, the star of this cocktail is this special ingredient right here. Appleton Estate 12 year. This is a beautiful, beautiful rum. Now, it's a Jamaican rum, so it's going to have a lot of that terroir, that funk. A lot of the fermentation that they do is open barrel fermentation. So you're going to get really like, it sounds bad, but rotten banana bread. I mean, to me, this is just like crazy. And then to spend 12 years in a cask, it's a long time for rum. Oof, really sort of mellows out. You get a lot of that woody spice, a lot of that earthiness. Now, what I want to do is, in this cocktail, I just want to accent that. That is such a nice rum. I don't want to mask it. I don't want to overpower it. I don't want to do anything. I want to balance this out into an easy sipper. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that big 1-inch cube I was telling you about. Drop that bad boy in there. Angostura bitters. Every home bar should have Angostura bitters. It's like salt and pepper. You need to have it. 2 dashes of Ango. Peychaud's bitters. These ones are a little bit more optional in your home bar. I love having them. They add a different dynamic than Peychaud's. A little bit sweeter, a little bit lighter. Made in New Orleans, famously. Famous in the Sazerac. 1 dash of that. Then we have a Demerara syrup. Demerara syrup is basically a simple syrup, but made with Demerara sugar. You can use brown sugar as well. It just gives you a more like a molassesy sort of cooked taste to this sort of simple syrup. So it's not that light, syrupy, sweet. Again, 2 bar spoons of that, just a little bit. And then your rum, 2 ounces. But Robbie's my guy. I'm not going to judge, so I might go a little over. Stir it up a little just to cool it down. You don't really have to do much. Now, this drink's like an old fashioned. If you want to garnish with an orange, you certainly can, but I think it's beautiful as is. Nice, rich, complex, a little crazy, just like the Rumboyz. Cheers to you. The last drink
One more song for y'all. Hold on. Shout to the homie JB.
I ain't waiting a second, I'm going in now. No freestyling, no this some pimp pal shit. See, I don't make moves to get rich, shuffle quick. And I only fuck with bitches who be slobbing on that. I can get nasty, but I'm usually with a cash beat. Rolling weed, sitting back, blowing shit to Cassie. I ain't doing it for the rich way, so I brought Rich Ray. When I come around like Dominic, look this way. Right into my own shit, I swear I be doing the most shit. Give you hits like Tyson and giving you vibes like Bryson. Certain things in life be so expensive, but I buy them. Certain things in life be so enticing, but I can't try them. You looking for what you looking for, yeah, I'm the item. I'll hold you down forever, you my nigga, yeah, item. I'm coming for what you say, you hold, I'm all about it. Blinked up, turn a beat up, now we clouded. Feet up on heat up, red Jordan ones. Niggas needing shows, I'm clapping shit, man, I'm the chosen one. Neck wrist on freezer like magnet. On my Tiger and Chris Brown, I can handle it.
Let me handle it, smoking like the candle lit. Any beat I study, break it down and then dismantle it. Competition challenge it, I'm dealing with some damages. Juggle lots of life, but now I'm learning how to manage it. I've been to the bottom of bottoms, I never been to the top. I pop some bottles with models, I see my friends getting shot. I sip and drown in my sorrows, I smoke a weed by the lot. I stand and post on the corner, you'll never look. I ball like a piston, you'll never play my position. You catching what I'm pitching, I'm switching, no contradiction. I'm fishing for opposition, no vision and optimism. I wish I was kinda different, but I know my mind is different. I see them bitches smiling, long as she happy. I'm on the beat violin with my nigga T-Savvy. We go back in the day and bring the heat. Cali, you ain't got nothing to say. The nigga be silent. Hey buddy, don't say shit. Everybody cap, changing faces like a facelift. They think they all that. Trust me, bitch, you just basic. In 20 years, you'll be looking back, wishing to erase it.
And I'm too savvy, I'ma get it to the end of my days. And I'll be only blowing smoke if it's that Jenny A. You say you always keep a 9, but niggas, I always keep an 8. Niggas straight in my face with that cap, it's okay. Niggas stay with a fresh cut, need it, no way. I can't take these niggas serious like all the brothers Wayans. I just be adding up experience while I'm changing up my wins. And I got my own condo, so I just change it how it's laid.
And me, I'm never changing lanes. I got a better way to demonstrate and elevate the game. I keep a level-headed saying I told the devil pave the way. If ever I see there's a day, I'll disappear like David Blaine. I never had it from magic, I had to grab it from tragic. Sometimes I wish like Aladdin, get thrown the pits with the dragons. Imagine living in lavish, I wanna get it, I have it. I remember shit in the trash cans, in the trenches in Afghan. But I made it back to the States, made it back to being black, and now they laugh in my face. With all that's happening, it's so hard to say this place is so great. So on the track, I found my faith and put my faith in the tape. Yeah.
Savvy, Richard Ray, and that's it. Oh yeah, Young Savvy lifestyle. Peace.
Cheers to me, cheers to you, all the wrong boys and girls. What to do? Dilly, y'all.
Dilly, y'all.
Mike, I'm not gonna front. It's kind of nice, like being back in like our original studio that we haven't used in like
couple of years.
I disagree until it looks the same.
Like once we get it back the same, like I'm gonna be honest, like we're probably not gonna use this very long. We're probably about to go with like a more upgraded look. Because I have something different that we don't have to use StreamYard for. Tricks up my sleeve, mate. Tricks up my sleeve. Probably gonna give like a more like updated streamer feel, just because like StreamYard charged a lot, and niggas ain't really using StreamYard like that no more because StreamYard is also charging a lot, and because OBS came back into play and has a way to where I can just do a lot of things a lot easier. So it's just more work that I have to do behind the scenes, but probably going to readjust a lot of things from a production standpoint and make things look a lot cleaner and better. Plus, I'm also, redoing the studio space for football season again. Cheers to me.
Cheers
Cheers
to you.
All the Rumboyz and girls want to do.
Dilly, yo!
We love and appreciate all of you. Alrighty. I may have not. I got that drink in my cup. I'm trying to think of how I want to direct our conversation. We had a really great conversation about schedule release. Who do you think had the best schedule release video really quick? Like, let's just get that out of the way. Do the Chargers still win?
No, I'm done with that.
The Chargers just stuck to the theme.
Well, they stuck to the team. To me, I don't like the mind. It didn't do anything for me.
The Minecraft was cool. The QR code hidden with the Raiders and trolling the Raiders was cool.
But just overall, like some of it just didn't hit. There was a few that I liked. I will honestly say that I'm going to give you the two that
the Roller Coaster Tycoon by the Commanders.
So I'm going to give you I like it. But I'm going to give you two that I like. I'm going to give you two that I like, and then I'm going to give you my favorite. Okay. And one reason my favorite is it's not the flashiest. I just like it for another reason.
Hey, I won the Buffalo Bills.
Damn you! That's my favorite.
That's my that and then Chargers play second. The Bills play
so first. Bills are number one. I like the Minnesota Vikings one with the tattoo shop. Did you see that one?
Yeah, the Vikings one was dope. The Vikings one was, I mean, anytime you include tattoos, I mean, we're guys with tats. We're guys with tats.
So, my other one, going back to the video game theme, you brought up Tycoon. Atlanta with the Mario Kart.
Atlanta always does good. Atlanta always does good.
Fire. That was fire. And the Cowboys suck as normal.
I'll say Chargers 1 with the Minecraft, Bills 2, Atlanta 3. Give me Commanders at 4 with the Roller Coaster Tycoon. Because like if you have not played that game, you don't get it, and you don't get the shit that they did in that. Like you do have to be of an older generation in order to get that.
So I go Bills 1, Atlanta 2.
Mac Wilson rapping, yeah. Okay, yeah. Rams was.
Yeah, they had what's her name, Brenda's song.
Well, Brenda's song so bad. All right.
No, she was a 9. Hey, no, it's one of those. You know those those ones
She's
where
still a 9.
No, but you know those videos where it goes, "Oh, it was a 9, but is a Cowboys fan," or "Was a 9, but this was a 9, but is married to Macaulay Culkin."
Hey, I'm with Least. We'll find shit. Only my wife is better than Brenda's song. Like, oh God. Like, oh God. Like I truly, I'm not even just saying it because that's my wife. Like I'm like literally saying like only my wife is bad and her like. But also I got baddie. I got like a certified baddie. I'm on 10. You don't even gotta do that with me. I'm on 10. I'm on 10-10 with my team. I'm on 10-10 with my team. My team already know what it is. I mean, yo, the chat knows. The chat knows. They follow me. If they follow me on Snapchat, my team a baddie. My team. And my son is it just looks exactly like it's great. Okay, cool. I just want to kind of review that really quick. We already reviewed week up matchups that we must circle. You want to go into DraftKings?
And
what's a week 1 line that just looks so appetizing? Like, what's one that it's like way too early, eh? Way too early, eh? But like, you know, like I might want to like for way too early. I might want to fuck around and flirt with it. Like futures are way too easy to pick right now. But like, if I get to just like look at a week 1 opening night.
Oh, I got one
on a 7-point spread. Just look, before you do your one, I'm gonna do one. You're gonna do one. Let's talk opening night. Let's just do opening night because there's no bias for either of us. Realistic.
I'll take it. I'll take it to 8.5.
Opening night, you got 8.5. Who? Eagles?
I'll take. Yeah, I would take it all the way up to 8.5.
What you got to know under? Early. Way too early over under.
Oh, over.
It's 46.5 right now.
Over.
I'm going to go over because now that the team has gotten for, like, actually prep.
This is week 1. This ain't week 11.
I don't think teams going to treat it like a division game. I think that both teams are going to treat it like a week 1.
But you remember Emmerich stat? It's the over. It's the under after week 11. This is not week 11.
Touche. I like Dallas to cover by 4. I like Dallas to catch that run game off guard. I like that run game to be slow starting off. I don't think that Philly just picks up right where they left off. Like, I just don't. I think that's too bold of a statement. Because y'all didn't even pick up right where you left off. So why the fuck would I think that Philly would do it?
We played Baltimore. They're playing Dallas.
Huh?
We played Baltimore. They're playing Dallas.
Fair enough. Y'all treat Baltimore like it's a division game.
I'm saying, who's better, Baltimore or Dallas?
Touche.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna give.
So you're saying that
at this moment, Philly's gonna win by 8 or by 9.
I'll raise you one then. I'll flop my tape. Because I'm thinking that Philly's gonna come into this unprepared. But you're also going off of coaching and personnel. Which is fair because Philly's coaching and personnel does exceed shoddy.
Do you trust Schottenheimer yet? I need to see it.
No.
I need to see it.
I'm not trusting anything I haven't seen.
That's my point.
If it was McCarthy, I'd say Dallas covers 4. Because it's shoddy, Eagles by 10.
Okay. All right, so I got one that I think is going to be interesting.
Eagles by 10 and the under hits.
Okay.
Because Dallas can't carry their weight.
I got one that's interesting.
Wait. Before you go on to that one that's interesting, are we moving on to week 1 lines that we find interesting outside of opening night?
Yes. This is what I'm doing.
Take them away.
Huh?
Take them away.
Okay, so here we go. And I got a little statistic behind it. We brought up a team earlier. We brought up a division earlier, and I'm bringing this division back up. Not the NFC, the AFC North. I'm not caring about the money line or the spread right now. I'm going off the money line because of the odds. I mean, you could go. Actually, you want to go off the odds because if an underdog is going to hit, you want to go with the underdog. You want to go with the money line if the underdog is going to win. What if I told you that in the first 2 weeks of the season, Joe Burrow is 1-9?
In the first 2 weeks?
In the first 2 weeks of his season, of his career, 10 games, he is 1-9 when he plays in the first 2 weeks of the season. They're playing a division game in Cleveland on the road.
Yeah.
Cleveland's going to be fired up to prove everyone wrong. Cleveland upsets Cincinnati on the money, straight up.
No.
It happened last year.
I can't buy into Cleveland.
History can repeat itself.
I can't buy into anything Cleveland right now. I think that Cleveland has his head shoved further up their ass than what they did last season.
With that stat, has Joe Burrow given me any reason, not fantasy-wise, to trust him in week 1 and 2?
No. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm saying that I can't do it. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that I don't prescribe your theory. I'm saying that in terms of me personally placing a bet, I can't do it.
Okay.
You're valid. You have all the evidence as to why you should do it. For me, I have to pick one that's not in division. I do think that Giants can cover against Commanders that week 1 just because it is a division game. There is shit on the line. They want to prove a point. And they do have a defense put together. But my gosh, I would be stupid, especially from a fantasy standpoint, to not be like, oh my gosh, a game that I could probably get easy points in. Raiders, Patriots. I want to see what these new additions to these teams can do. Week 1, I know that everyone's going to be filling everyone out. But there's no two teams that I want to see how the pace gets developed than these two. I want to see how these two kind of get it rolling. Are we going to feed Ash Genty right out the gate? Is Drake May just going to just be what we saw last year? And it's just like, bro, you're a good quarterback. Just add wins. I think that Drake May could maybe start that. And if Drake May can kickstart that, I want to see what happens with that because I want to see what's going to happen to the bottom half of my fantasy roster. Because the bottom half of my fantasy roster will be composed of those guys.
Yep.
Those are the guys that I'm going to be looking to fill in my bye weeks. If there's a chance that any of those guys can start being starters sooner rather than later, Diggs, Stephon, I'm looking at you. Stephon, we've done some things together. If I'm looking at players like that, if I'm looking at Brock Bowers to make the next step in tight end premium from a fantasy standpoint, if I'm looking at Ash Genty redraft, can he be Zeke, Saquon? From a fantasy football standpoint, these are things that I want to see. I know what everything else is going to play out. I know I'm going to have is Jaden Daniels going to be CJ Stroud? Oh my God. Like, all right, cool. I'm going to have that conversation at some point. Is Patrick Mahomes still Patrick Mahomes? I'm going to have that conversation. Is Herbert ready to take the leap? I'm going to have that conversation. Burrow's still going to be Burrow in all honesty. Let's fucking face it, especially after they brought back his two receivers. Not worried about that. It's just a matter of bringing back Trey Hendrickson and giving Burrow opportunities to still beat Burrow. The Dolphins are still Dolphins because McDaniels is still the McDaniels offense. I don't care about that.
So there's one other matchup I don't want you to bring up.
Tyler Warren, because I want to see the Dallas Clark era.
There's one matchup that you haven't brought up, and I don't want you to bring up, so I'm going to stop you real quick. There's one matchup that I'm interested in, not for betting, but for what you're bringing up. What are the teams going to be like? What's going to happen? It's a matchup. Don't say what it is, because you're going to figure it out with me giving it away.
Atlanta.
I want to see what Tampa Bay is without Cohen. I want to see what Penix is. I want to see what Penix can do for London. Bijan, the running game. I'm not going to bring up a certain tight end because I will get
It's Tampa's 50th season. And I think Tampa's about to smoke on Pack the whole season. I think Tampa's going to control that whole division.
Okay. They bring in Ibuka. They have, But here's the question to me.
I think Tampa's more dangerous than what they already were.
Godwin healthy? Because I do think they can do it without Godwin.
I don't think that it matters.
But with Godwin, but I'm saying for fantasy it matters. Because they can do it without Godwin.
It's more dangerous.
No, but what I'm saying is they can do it without Godwin. But with Godwin, that changes our fantasy outlook on Jalen McMillan and Ibuka.
I think that when I look at Tampa, so fantasy,
and it's Bucky Irving.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers passing game is going to be fantasy relevant. Hate it or love it. To your point, do you play caution when drafting Godwin? Yes. And we're going to put that out there now. But I think having options like McMillan and Mbuka are safe in terms of bench pieces. I'm going to claim that early right now. I claim those as watch pieces early because I think this does become if something happens to Godwin, if something happens to Evans, this becomes an Mbuka McMillan team very fucking fast. So these are guys that you do need to keep roster. You can't drop McMillan. You can't not draft Mbuka. This offense is predicated on a pass game. This offense also can do things with Bucky Irving in the backfield. This offense is predicated on Baker Mayfield moving the ball in motion, not just handing this bitch off and letting someone take off. This is not Rashad White. With that being said and with that being stated, I do think that Bucks Atlanta is important, is super important, because it can be very telling about what either of these teams can do. A lot of you guys out there right now are not knowing what to do with Cousins or Penix. This game's going to reveal it. Preseason is going to do it for you folks. You're not getting the answer then. With that team, with Atlanta, you're not getting that in preseason. So let's bite the bullet and let's say that week one is where we now figure out that. Preseason gives us enough data, but week one gives us the real data. And we can start building a case on Atlanta. It's not going to be like the Bucks. The Bucks, we're not going to figure out the Bucks until week 3. So I love that you brought that up, Mike. Thank you. No, really, football mind to football mind. Thank you.
No problem. That's why I was thinking. That's why I was looking at it as a fantasy and not a betting.
This Caleb Williams shit, bro.
The what? Oh, okay.
Caleb Williams has been in the news crazy, and Caleb Williams is in the news on something like Shedeur Sanders. Like when we were hearing about Shedeur this year, all the rumors about Caleb, what we already knew about Caleb, are now coming out even more, and it's even more shit. What do you say?
What do I say?
I mean, Caleb's outlandish.
Did we? But
they tried to derail the whole draft.
No, but here's the problem. You said it like 2 or 3. You said it like 3 weeks ago. This is the same kid that tried to get ownership stake before the season started. Before he got drafted, he said he wanted ownership stake in whatever team hired him or drafted him.
Bro was about to risk the UFL instead of going to Chi-Town?
I don't know if it. I really don't
I don't
believe
know
that.
if that's true. I feel like that's crazy work. I feel like that's
I don't believe that.
clickbait. I feel like that's clickbait as fuck. But that rumor's been reported on multiple sources, though.
I know, but like you said, it's clickbait as fuck. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, yes, I'm old, but I don't care. I'm going to bring it up anyway. I mean, it was before my time, but I know I've heard of this story 100 times. We all know what happened with Phillip Rivers and Eli. We don't need to bring that up.
This
The
isn't
one I'm
that.
No. But the one I'm going to bring up.
Dorker has had that opportunity.
No, but the one I'm going to bring up is a Hall of Fame quarterback that when he got drafted by a certain team in the early 80s, decided to go play baseball because he didn't want to go play for Indianapolis Colts. And he became John Elway. What's the difference? Caleb didn't have baseball. If he would have sat out, that's the same thing.
I think the difference is one location. When
What do you mean
I
by
want to
that?
look at this, you know me, whenever I do a take, I'm looking at it from the shoes of that man or that fan base. And if I used to work alongside a Chicago fan. If I were to find out my quarterback never gave a fuck in the first place, or was trying to draft dodge my ass, like, look, yes, there are organizations that are going to be penalized for what they have done in history, essentially. While Dion was caught on a podcast in a very different social media era saying, man, if we don't got to go to the Browns, I think that Shador wholeheartedly actually did want to go to the fucking Browns. In this weird, fucked up, convoluted way. I think that whole, if you don't want to change the culture, you don't want to get wins, don't draft. I think that was aimed at them intentionally. I think this whole thing was set up not to go that late. I think that he wanted himself to go early, but I think it was for the Browns to end up with them either way. I think he really did want to be there. I think he really does think that if anyone can do it in this weird, cocky, arrogant way, I think that Shador really fucking thinks that he can do it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm analyzing this Caleb Williams situation, no, it sounds like you didn't have that. You didn't have that in you. I think these reports are coming out because we're looking at the situation that just took place and we're like, no, there's a worse fucking person out there that just got the benefit of the doubt and just got this contract and we're figuring it out. I don't think that the Bears are successful under Ben Johnson. And I don't think that's a result of Ben Johnson. I think that any successes that Caleb Williams has in the 7 wins that they may get this season, I think that 7 is a max. I don't think they win a division. I don't think they even get third in a division. Even in the Ben Johnson era, I think we figure out that Caleb Williams ain't him. I think we figure out this motherfucker's too arrogant. I think that I think that he saw what Mahomes did in Mahomes' position. I think that all these young kids are seeing what your quarterback did, and they were like, I want to be him, or I want to, and I can do, but they forgot how humble he was, how he approached his situation. I think everyone's in a rush to be him. And I'm going to say it from the standpoint of this. I think that it is a black quarterback thing where we just we ain't got no respect ever. So now we finally can. There's 13 of us in the league right now, and even more now. I think that it is a portion of that. No, Caleb, you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
You're not Patty. You're not even Jaden, bro. You're not even Jaden. You're not even Jaden. You're not even CJ. You're not even CJ. You're not even CJ.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Caleb, if you're watching, you're not even CJ.
I'm going to go one step further, and you might find this a little.
Jalen. You're not even Jalen.
No, you might find this a little disrespectful. Has he even proven yet that he's more than Jameis? He hasn't proven it yet.
You're Russell at best.
He hasn't proven.
Well, that's Super Bowl. You're Russell at best.
He hasn't proven it yet. He's done a little more than Trey Lance on the field so far.
I'm gonna be honest. No, I love this comment. QB demands humility.
It does.
In a weird, fucked up universe, and I hate to compare the two, but I think that this story came out around the time that I did post draft for a reason. Cleveland, you better figure out a way to do right by Shedeur. Because I think that Cleveland, you are looking at a point where he may have already won that locker room very fucking early because of what he did in college. And because of what he's already doing on the field in practice. He hasn't thrown an interception yet. Dylan Gabriel's thrown 2 in short yardage at that. Shedeur has approached the locker room and approached the position with this poise of, I already know that you have this preconceived notion of me. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to do my job. Caleb, I don't think that you've done that. You're out here on South Beach with 3 different fucking models at a given goddamn time. And this is your sophomore year. You don't have the same receiving core that you did last year. And you're doing this shit at the same time, simultaneously while the draft was going on. The person that we had these narratives about is actually kind of proving us wrong. And I get that it's early, but they're actually like showing us like, no, they're not that person. No, they have. It's just a thing that they had to deal with, and they're just kind of shrugging it off. And while one person is still doing the same fucking cocky, arrogant shit, I'm calling it now. I called it last year. I said that Caleb Williams was going to be a bust. I'm now doubling up, and I'm now fucking reassuring it after the reports, and then during the draft, Chicago had any opportunity. If I was Chicago, I'd be like, you want to pop on South Beach with 3 models? They got fucking drafting Tyler South. I'm drafting Dylan Gabriel. I'm drafting Shedeur. If I were in Chicago, I would have fucked with Caleb Williams' mind so hard, knowing the information that I know now. Fuck you, Caleb. I don't like Caleb Williams. I'm out on Caleb Williams officially. I was already out. Now I'm really out. Chicago, the under. Lock it. You're last in the division again. Your quarterback's not focused.
That's why, I mean, some of us had him not as our number 1 quarterback for fantasy going in.
I never had him as the number 1 quarterback in the draft.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm thankful for Jaden Daniels, but Jaden Daniels going number 2 behind that fuck. He was on South Beach during the. Your team can do whatever they fuck they want during those hours, during those 3 days. Your team can draft your fucking. You're on South Beach with.
He's proven that Drake May should have been ahead of him. Don't forget that was a 1, 2, 3 class.
Drake May could very well have the Patriots in second in that division this year.
We'll get to that later. And I don't mean later tonight.
Caleb Williams, are you in or are you out? After knowing everything that you do, how do you feel? I went on a rant, and I'm sorry about that. I was pissed off when I got the news, the rumors. They may just be rumors. When I saw that shit, and when I realized how close aligned the stories were to people in his camp, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I had one share of Caleb Williams. He's gone. Mike, you have nothing?
I mean, I've kind of been going in and out of it. I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, there's not much more that needs to be said about the situation.
Mike, who was your QB1? I think you were on the Mayflower. Yeah, no. I don't think Mike had May as QB1.
No, I had Daniels.
I had Daniels as QB1.
I had Caleb as number 1 in the draft, but I had Daniels for number 1 in fantasy.
Yeah. And then I had Daniels number 1. Daniels number 1 in fantasy. I did have Caleb 2.
I had Caleb. I mean, I did have May 2 as fantasy though. If you go back and watch those episodes, I had May 2 as a fantasy, and that's where I flip flop because May had the rushing ability that Caleb. But I had Caleb as dynasty in the sense of long term. But I said Caleb might take a bit.
Hearing the rumors that they know today, should dynasty managers spread?
No, because I think you're already invested. I think it's just because you're not going to be able to.
In the creep.
Well, the problem is what you need to get for him to make it worth it. You're not going to get today. You need to let things die down. Let him do what he got to do. Let him have a couple good games, and then get rid of him.
Fantasy gems. I want to get into a fantasy gem that you want the viewers. We're going to do this a couple of times throughout the year.
Ways, yeah.
So this is Fantasy Gems Part 1.
How many do I get?
I think that we're going to do this as a 6 or 7 part series.
But do I get 2 today or 1 today?
I'll give you 1. Do you want to do them by position?
No, let's just do 1 or 2 today. Well, we can make let's make today overall, and then every week we can make different parameters.
I'll give you 2 today. I'll give you 2.
Okay, we'll go 1. We'll go 1 and 1.
I'll give you 2.
For everyone that's listening,
1 veteran and 1 rookie.
Oh, you want to go that way? Okay. So, for everyone that doesn't know how I play this game, when Robbie tells me a gem, I go deep into the crust of the earth.
We're digging in the bag.
And I find one. So, you're going to have to listen to me spiel. I looked up some available targets in Air Yards Tracker. Let's do this. So, available air yards, what I mean by that, this is the amount of vacated targets from a team. Obviously, there's some teams that get vacated targets because of trades, whatever. Example, Pittsburgh is number 1 in the league with 46.1%. They are not in the top 5 when it comes to number. They're number 4 in number of targets vacated because of Pickens leaving, but they are in percentage. They are number 1 with almost half of their targets being gone with him and whoever else left this putrid of a passing attack. They don't even have a quarterback yet. Okay. I'm going to skip number 2. The Rams are at 39.6% because you lost Cooper Kupp. Cleveland is at 37%, which kind of surprises me that they lost. 37% Cleveland, 36.3% Jets, Chargers 33.9%. So the 40.5% is the number 2 team. The number of targets lost at the wide receiver position was 112 wide receiver targets, 37.1% of their vacated targets. Tight end, 82 targets at 59.4% of their targets. This team drafted a wide receiver in the first round. And yes, I said wide receiver. There's your hint. I used the word wide receiver. However, they also lost their tight end. I'm not saying he's going to be a top 5 tight end or anything like that. But Trevor Lawrence is going to throw the ball to Brenton Strange.
You went quarterback.
No.
Oh, wait.
He's going to throw the ball to Brenton Strange.
Tight end.
Tight end, Jacksonville Jaguars. He could be a sneaky top 10, top 12 tight end because they already have Brian Thomas Jr. Now you got Travis Hunter. You still got ETN. You still got those guys at passing attack running backs. It's going to free up Strange, even if all those vacated targets that Ingram had don't go to him. You don't need all of those targets to produce a top 12 tight end.
No, that's a solid veteran pick, and I love that you went at the tight end position. I was not expecting for segment 1.
I know you weren't.
The football gyms to start off that way. I have one for my veteran that I want to go a little bit different, but kind of like in that same age range. When we talk about just age, and I do want to go Marvin Harrison Jr., who I'm seeing a lot of people look over right now because people are saying that he didn't meet my expectations. So I'm so butthurt. I'm seeing a lot of the fantasy football community that got burnt flop, and I don't think that it's a fair assessment in his rookie year to flop on him, especially after he put up damn near almost 900 yards receiving, 885. So he's like 15 just shy of that. 8 TDs, average 14.3 per reception. Like, I really think that we're emerging into something here in Arizona. I think the Arizona might be having something development. We thought that Arizona could put it all together last year. I see they might be getting it back this year, and they added some pieces on the defensive end that can probably put the ball back into Kyler's hands more often. And I really think that's just what Kyler Murray is needing. He's needing a defense that can put the ball in his hands more often to produce for his offense more often. So I'm actually buying into the value of where I can get Marvin Harrison Jr. right now. Kind of like in like that, like fourth. I've seen him fall as low as back in 5th. So I'm kind of with the shit. But rookies. Who's the rookie that you want to highlight?
Okay,
I know a rookie that I want to highlight.
Okay, so before I give my rookie, am I thinking 2025 redraft or am I thinking?
Oh, he said college chicken jockey.
Do you hear my question? Am I thinking 2025 redraft or am I thinking dynasty? Because there's a difference.
We are thinking, let's go redraft because if the redraft take hits,
that's
the
fine.
dynasty pick does hit.
I think I can't remember what round he was in. I know it was a day 2 pick. I think he could end up being the number 1 at the position on his team by the end of the year because they don't really have a number 1 on this position. No, not for redraft. For dynasty, yes. But we'll talk
about that in a minute.
Yeah. Robbie actually texted me about that yesterday.
That's crazy.
So
that's insane.
So parameters. Player drafted in the second day. His team doesn't really have a number 1 at his position. He's in a tough division that they're going to have to throw the ball. He's an all-around player like Hines Ward. For redraft, give me Jack Besh out of the Las Vegas Raiders as a sleeper.
Besh, yeah. Okay. So I love that. I love Besh.
I really love him for dynasty. Like, I wouldn't use him as a gem for dynasty, but for redraft, he's a guy that can come out and still do something.
I'm about to drop it down.
Don't pick him.
No, I'm not.
No, don't pick the other one you asked me about.
No. That's a gem, but I'm gonna save him for a different episode.
Hey, don't bring him up.
That one, because that's deep into the running back. Like that's deep. Because I know that he's gonna be a guy. Like I know that he's gonna be a thing. For me, I really do want to kind of hone in on Caleb. Caleb Johnson, Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that is the emerging back. That is a gem.
You could go deeper than that.
I could, but I have more episodes of this segment.
Trust me, I know.
But no one is looking at this right now. And I figured out that no one else is looking at this because in circles that you and I are deep in, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? There are running backs that are behind current running backs that people are still willing to take. Everyone's overlooked anything that's what's going to happen in this new era Steelers. Anytime a team enters the new era, the rebuild process, what always happens? The running back gets leaned on to build that up. So you get good value out of that running back, Nick Chubb, for a hot minute. And then the next guy takes off and sparks off. Sure, you could go with the whole Cleveland shit was about to happen because Chubb is getting forced out with Hendrickson and Sampson, which I think that's going to be a two-headed attack. So I don't think that you're safe either way. I really don't think you're safe that way. So yeah, give me Caleb Johnson. That's a gem. And I really think like you're gonna stab Caleb 8th round. You're gonna stab Caleb dumb, cheap, and redraft. Dynasty, he's gonna go in the first round, but he's not gonna go to the back end of the first round. He might go early second, is what I've been seeing in some drafts. Motherfuckers is overlooking. Pittsburgh has to produce fantasy points at a certain point. I'll talk about Will Howard in a different episode. Y'all heard what I said.
Well, yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Foreshadowing. Pulled a Deadpool, broke the fourth wall.
Next time I'm bringing up a dynasty running back. There's my hint. But not redraft. I got a dynasty one that I'll bring up next week. Let's just say I've drafted him in 4 leagues already.
I didn't get to bring up my favorite running back, so I think it's going to take some other running backs.
Do you want to do that right now?
I'm gonna bring up a Corky Medic, bro. Like I'm gonna do that right now.
Do it, and then I'll bring up my guy because not something we can.
We already know that Brian Robinson's gonna get phased out at some point. We already know that they wanted to try and elevate Chris Rodriguez last year, and they were pushing for that, but B-Rob hung on. Eckler's still there.
Barely. Chris Rodriguez is barely there.
But is it because he really earned a lot of respect last year during camp, and even when he got carries? But what McCroskey is doing right now, I've been seeing him running camp, and I'm like, bro is getting low. Bro is hitting that center of gravity like B-Rob was hitting his early years. I'm like, oh shit, that's B-Rob all over again. I'm like, oh, you carry the rock, like
before Miniman.
Here's what I think that Miniman still has to be a part of it. I don't think that you could just cancel out B-Rob. But I do think that you need a 1-2 punch that can get between the tackles. I think that that's where Washington was lacking. We can utilize passing out the backfield, but we don't need it. Eckler was a luxury. Having Eckler was a luxury. Having Eckler is a luxury. We need to get between tackles, and we need to smack motherfuckers and wear them down.
All right, so my dynasty sleeping running back that I've already drafted 3 or 4 times, and I actually got him in. I got him in a league with Robbie. I got him in that league.
Oh, great!
5th round rookie, not starting in 2025. That's why this is a dynasty take. he could do something because the running back that that's ahead of him is the workhorse, is a true workhorse, but has also been hurt every once so often. Jordan James, the San Francisco 49ers running back out of Oregon.
I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, all day long in Dynasty. Because I only give McCaffrey 2 more years, and he's going to reduce his workload.
Here's where you're valid. Because we already know that the other back behind McCaffrey, what's his name?
Isaac Guerrero?
No. The other kid.
Who?
Mason Taylor?
Oh, you mean Jordan Mason, who was the backup to Aaron
Mason.
Jones in Minnesota?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jordan Mason not even a thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally Guerrero and him.
Thank you for correcting me. I stand politically corrected.
And we got Elijah Mitchell. I'm right. I'm right.
It's rethinking everything that I said about San Fran earlier.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have it. Who's their number 1 wide receiver?
Ayuk.
Is he? Or is it Jennings?
Do you really think that Jennings can fucking...
No, but do you think Ayuk can really stay on the field and be healthy to be the number 1?
To a degree.
Kittle's their number 1.
An offense that runs through the tight end. We saw what happened in New Orleans last year with Juwan Jennings being the receiving leader. 596 receiving yards. But, yeah.
But I'm just saying, you got Juwan Jennings. I mean, you got Juwan Jennings. You got Ayuk. You got freaking... I've been shot 5 times.
Juwan Johnson.
Yeah.
Juwan Johnson when he was in New Orleans.
But you got Juwan Jennings, you got Ayuk, and you got Pearsall.
Something tells me that if you try and make the tight end the receiving leader, you're going to end up like New Orleans last year with Juwan Johnson.
You got to have it. It's got to be someone special to be that. And it could be. I mean, Bowers did it, but Bowers is a different person. He ain't no Juwan Jennings or Juwan Johnson. I did it.
Yeah, we both did that. It was the Juwans that got us. The battle of Juwans just got us.
All right, we're good.
I don't think that San Fran can survive that running it through the tight end. Ayuk has to stay healthy. CMC has to stay healthy.
Fred Warner has to stay healthy.
Maybe I can go. Maybe I can go. Like not completely 0 RB, but like just get a good starting RB1.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's broaden the topic for just a minute. Actually, no. I have a topic.
If I get like Bijan, if I get Bijan, but then I wait on running back the rest of the draft.
Okay. Robbie, I'm helping you out. Audience, listen to what he just said. He used one name. Think about Bijan. I have already written a topic for next week's episode in my head. I am not going to bring anything else. There is a discussion that we just came up with for next week. So no more talks about running backs. For the sake of next week.
We do have a very, 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 very important MLB topic.
I don't want to talk about this.
Like, it's kind of important, though.
No, you're going to... I don't want... It's not that... Go.
Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe are eligible for... It's not that they weren't eligible for Hall of Fame votes.
They were ineligible. You couldn't vote for them.
Yeah, they were ineligible, but it's like they can they're fully eligible now. Now. There's no debate. It's Robbie playing 18 tomorrow is important. Yeah, I know. I am playing 18 tomorrow. That that's going to be an interesting piece of content. I don't know how that content's going to go, especially how today's practice went. Like my session a day ago went great. I was on point. I was on fucking fire. I had nothing today's the greens were rough. Like the greens were dumb fucking rough. Like I'm not even trying to be that golfer to like play. It was bad. It was bad. Like there were guys at the country club that like I'm used to seeing, and like they were all swinging bad. I was like, and like we were all looking at each other like, the fuck, like that's not. It was also repair day at the country club too, and I don't go and swing on repair day. If they got to repair the green, just let them. Don't go. Don't fucking go. I'm gonna say that. That's my country club tip for the fucking day. That's my golf tip for the day. If it's repair day, don't go. Because you're just gonna chunk a lot of shit. You're gonna fuck shit up more than what it already is. Yeah, I have 18 holes. I was good this whole podcast. This podcast made me not think about golf until that just happened. That was mean. That was fucked up. That was evil. That hurt my feelings.
Duval. No, you see his.
What do you hit, bro?
I said Duval because of his freaking picture on his freaking thing, not because of you. I'm making fun of Aiden.
Okay, you hit under 90. You handicap under 90.
I don't golf. I watch golf.
I handicap under 85. I'm 85 handicap.
Yeah, 85 extra strokes.
I'll fight you, bro. I haven't been hitting any bunker shots lately. Actually, like
Leave see it's at wide of the bunker.
Tomorrow's the first time that we're filming content playing the game. I played games before, but we just haven't filmed it. Tomorrow's the first time we're actually gonna fucking film. Mike got to support the lads plus 85 round, bro. Wow. Anyways, Pete Rose, Shoeless Show, deserving or not? I feel one way about one and one way in.
Okay, I'm gonna go on my soapbox. I do have to preface something. So I have to preface by saying that my favorite non-Dodger of all time is Pete Rose. So I do have to say that
everyone's favorite baseball player is Pete Rose.
Okay, so
we like Pete Rose for baseball.
Huh?
We like Pete Rose because of the way he played baseball.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I was taught.
We don't like Pete. It's Carl Malone. It's Pete Rose is Carl Malone.
No.
Yes. They both mess with A minor.
That's not what Pete Rose did.
Pete Rose did get caught with A minor.
That's not why he got. That's not what this is about.
He said, "I thought that she was 16."
All right, let's get back on point.
He has a gambling thing. He has a gambling thing against him, but he
that is the thing. If they are going,
against him,
if they are going, if they were going, if we can't forget one thing, Bud Selig, who used to be the commissioner of baseball,
yeah,
was an owner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah,
when he got busted back in the 80s for gambling on baseball, and the suspension came down.
And that's the Cardinals in baseball is.
I get that. No.
But he didn't bet on games that he was involved in.
Yes, he did. He bet only on the Reds to win. He said that. No. Just let me keep going because I think I know where you. Okay. Bud Selig, even when Pete Rose finally admitted it and everything else, Bud Selig, pretty much without saying the exact words, said, I have a personal vendetta against Pete Rose. We all knew right there that Bud Selig, as long as Bud Selig was the commissioner of baseball, he was never going to be exonerated no matter what. Fine,
But Pete
whatever.
Rose also had his shit outside of the gambling shit.
So then Bud Selig passes away. People were questioning if Rob Manfred was going to let this go on. The reason I don't think they should have done it, if you were going to do it this entire time, you were a vindictive ass of an organization, MLB, by waiting.
Crazy. I will not say that out loud.
By waiting until the mofo is dead and he can't. You should, if you were going to do this, you could have done it before he died.
Okay, we have talked about, yes, the Pete Rose decision could have came while Pete Rose was live, because this whole Pete Rose decision means more to Pete Rose's family than Pete Rose. Whereas Shoeless Joe, that situation.
He fixed the World Series.
Hold on. That whole team, and that
Yes.
whole team, here's the thing. And the ERA committee is a committee of what decides these things for players of that
ilk. Yeah.
And this is comprised of journalists and players that were a part of that time frame.
And we can't forget that at that time, the one thing I'll bring up about Strulis before you go.
Stop. Hold on. Give me a second, because here's my case. Shoeless Joe, I say let it go and let it be, because at the end of the day, they still did what they did. It was multiple players of that team that also admitted to the same thing. Yada, 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 yada. The Mafia had way more control back then, so it's completely different. That situation is very drastically different than the Pete Rose situation, in my opinion. I'm not saying that as an Italian American or whatever. I'm saying that situation was different. With that also being said, Pete Rose had a weird case. Outside of what he did on the diamond, outside of what he did on the field, most hits leader, etc., etc., homie had a weird case. You can't ignore that. You cannot just be like certified lover boy, certified pedophile. I can't, in today's society, if this was Hall of Fame voting like 12, 15, 20, 30 years ago, because technology could have proved you had a weird case. We know you admitted to this weird case. We have audio of you admitting to this weird
case. But can I say something that needs to be brought up?
Homie got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified low boy, certified PDF file.
When this happened, it was in the state of Ohio when he was with the Reds. The legal age was 16.
I get that.
So it's not legally wrong.
But back then to now, and this is a voting commission of now.
I agree. I understand what you're saying.
I'm definitely not justifying anything back then. I want to go on record and saying that I'm not okay. Bro, you had a weird case. You had a weird case. Point blank. You had a weird case. You was with Trump and Epstein, my guy, for all I care. Like, you was over on the island at this point. Like, certified lover boy, certified pedophile. I cannot bump Not Like Us and then be like, Pete Rose, get voted. I can't do the two things at once. Like, I can't do. That's like me yelling, R. Kelly, get free. No, R. Kelly, don't get free, nigga. No, you stay in there. So it's just one of those things where, like, morally, it's like, nah.
No, I get what you're saying. I just want to bring that up.
Closing argument. I want to say I do not have golf bets for this weekend because it's so unpredictable right now. Mavs absolutely rigged. That Mavs shit was bullshit. Cooper Flag going to the Mavs. Gonna go to the Mavs. Nico Harrison is a snake. Play your business how you want to. Just know that it's not going to work out the way that you think. Karma's a bitch depending on how you treat her.
Yep.
Commanders 16-1 Super Bowl odds, just so you guys know. Lock it in. At least in 7 would be insane. Michael Morales, Paul Craig, Rubian. My closing argument. I don't have any. I was gonna review Fox's way too early prediction bracket, but I'll probably just do a separate video on that, and I might just make it into a YouTube short. Shaw. Are you going to the Commanders Chiefs game?
No, if I go to a game, it's going to be Thanksgiving Day against the Cowboys.
We should go when we face each other. We should plan that as like a live stream, an IRL.
You're playing in KC, right?
Yeah.
Depends if I go to. I might be able to pull it off if I don't go to Dallas.
Yeah, Capitals got fucked 6 different ways till Sunday. We were dog shit. Obi did all that hype for it to come up short. Obi did the Patrick Mahomes of last year. It's okay, guys.
Basically.
Speaking of Panthers, not the Panthers that you're talking about, but speaking of the Panthers, Fox, you're crazy for nominating the Panthers of winning the NFC South. That's insane. Not the Panthers that you're talking about, but insane. I don't know if you saw that, Mike.
No, what?
Crazy. Fox, NFL on Fox thinks that the Panthers win the South.
I think they can get
over the Bucks.
Okay, I think they could end up in second place.
I could see second. I don't. We're going to talk about the NFC South next week. Hey, it's been a pleasure. It's nice to be back on like our original stream. We're going to figure this shit the fuck back out. Hey, boys, cheers to me, cheers to you, eh? All the Rumboyz boys and girls, what it do? I love and appreciate all of you. Dilly, y'all.